What is up, everyone? Oh, we're out of focus. Let's go, baby. This is how we start. Anyways, how is it going, everyone? Out of focus, out of focus. All right, today we got my good buddy, my best friend, my numero uno, Bryson Show. I don't know if he wants his last name said on stream, but he also goes by John Wick in the doghouse. So make sure you give John Wick a big fat hello. So thank you guys. I'd appreciate that. We're just hanging out today. We're drinking coffee. I hope you got your coffee. I am halfway done with mine already. Unfortunately, I've been sipping on it. I started the stream a little late, but that's okay. Things like that happen. And that's just the way life is. I hope everyone is doing fantastic and well and having a good day. We've got Halloween coming up. Sorry we didn't stream yesterday. Me and the girlfriend just weren't feeling all the best. And we always want to make sure we feel 100% when we do a stream because we want to give you guys the best of our energy. So, with that... Okay, we ordered pizza here to eat some food. So, with that, we're going to get started. And let's go over to our other screen here and get our boy on camera. We're coming to you, Chief, in just a moment. I think he's watching, so he knows. He's prepared. All right. I gotta go to just chatting Discord. Boom. Here we are. Let's go. Oh, I'm still... Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. What's up, buddy? How's life? What's going on?
It going, partner.
It's going? This webcam is... it's such a drastic drop in quality. So for anyone that doesn't know, I have to change webcams. You can only run one webcam in several programs, so it's causing some issues, I guess. And it just it just isn't a fun time. So
Growing pains.
Huh?
Growing pains.
Yeah. So, but we've come a long way. Also, we've come from the Xbox streaming on the Xbox days to this now, which streaming on a computer that is on its dying breaths, but it's still kicking.
Yeah.
If you guys heard,
Food PC.
yeah. Speaking of, I see. Is that JC? I see JC. Welcome. Hey, JC. Can she? I don't know if she can hear me, but is she coming on the stream?
No, she's going through her makeup.
But so we speaking of, I had told you I was trying to buy a PC, and you told me you are building the PC. You built your PC.
It's really it's just the process of looking up how to do it, and then you can do it. It's not as I guess some people think it's complicated.
I don't know. I see all the parts and all the doohickeys and the bits and bobs, and I am immensely intimidated.
But a lot of it's just plugging in the right order. It's you plug in this thing first, you plug in the next thing, you plug in the next thing.
Interesting.
It's like a motherboard, and you just gotta plug a bunch of things into it.
So did you build your PC based off of anything specific? You're I need a high-end editing PC, I want a gaming PC, I want just a standard
editing. I was still in college at the time, and I was trying to edit off of my laptop, and that was a miserable time of loading previews and everything. And
yeah.
I want something that I can. It's so much nicer when you don't have to wait for things to render and stuff like that.
I wouldn't know.
It's such a better feeling.
When I edit stuff and I have to render it in and out, for anyone that doesn't know, basically, let me break down this process. When you edit something, it has to be rendered. And what is rendering? Is it just
So whenever you're editing in the program, it's making these temp files that you're seeing, and then it's when you're all right, all these look good, it renders out the final version of it. So it's going and render every single frame and then putting it together in a video format.
I had to edit a video yesterday. My PC was it took all day. it edited. I mean, it rendered, I think, like 20K frames.
Yeah.
And I was, is that normal?
It depends how long your video is.
It was 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that took a long time.
Okay, yeah. So it took like an hour for it just to render. It was painful.
Yeah.
But
That part I'm not as annoyed about. It's more when I'm in the program and it's having to load preview frames.
yeah. Um so you I don't know, I'm thinking now, speaking of, I actually had a conversation with I've been having conversation with a lot of old people, okay? I know that maybe that sounds like a little messed up, but I'm always surrounded by old people my entire life, okay? Let me do a mic check real quick, by the way. I want to make sure everything sounds good. Oh, okay. Okay, my girlfriend told me I'm good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Tupac on the scenes. So
Back there.
yeah, I've been like, I'm just always surrounded by like older like mentors. I feel like I guess that's like a blessing and a curse because they're so hard on me, especially in like the world of film. But like I was telling this guy, he's like my mentor. He's teaching me stuff about writing and filming. Okay, and like making commercials. And he said the one thing you got to get really good at is writing. And then he was asking me, because you brought up college, and I thought about this. Also, if anyone in the chat, you have any questions or comments or anything you'd like to say to me or Bryson, John Wick, let us know, by the way. Sorry, I just thought about that. But, so basically, he goes, "Are you done with college yet?" And I said, "No, I'm still not done with college. I'm on my 6-year, 4-year degree, or I don't know. It's going on for so long."
How many years has it been now?
Yeah, but it feels almost useless at this point. And not because of the conversations we've had, and not because of conversations I've had with older people. It's because I've learned exponentially more than I have been off this semester than I have if I was going to school this semester. What do you think of that?
Like again, like I ran into kind of the same thing. The reason I got my degree was because I was already too far down the rabbit hole. Like if I would have figured out, like if I had the feeling by that like third or fourth year in college, and like the second year of college, I probably would have dropped out then. But
Yeah.
going for like visual arts and stuff like that, or even like I guess some of your stuff may need more degrees. I'm still not even sure how much like that's necessary.
Yeah.
But I had one professor, and outside of this, I didn't really like him as a professor, but he really kicked in the notion that like they can have somebody who's gonna go and sit in their basement all day and learn how to do this, and they're gonna be better than you. So like it doesn't matter if you go and get that degree. Like people can learn all this stuff, and just if you're
Online,
willing to
yeah.
actually learn it. Yeah, if you're like if somebody's like that drive, they can just go do all this stuff and learn. And that's kind of what you're doing. You have a drive right now with Twitch and everything, and you're learning a lot. Like
Yeah.
you're wanting to learn.
But
Some
also,
people
I could be
don't
learning
even
more.
wanna learn.
You know,
Yeah, you could be learning more.
it's
But it's even some stuff that they teach in college is like technicalities and stuff like that. So it's not even stuff you would learn, like be dealing with every day. It's like this,
Like-
like the stuff you're doing, you're having to deal with it every day. It's the mundane things that you don't think you would run into.
yeah. Like, did you learn about the inverted pyramid? And you didn't do mass comm, right? No, you didn't. You wouldn't have learned about the inverted pyramid. But basically, it's this like backwards, like writing process where you basically start from the end and you work your way back. Like, you introduce the story as like, so basically, like if there's a crime, right, and
Yeah.
two people were killed in a fatal accident, or no, yeah, two people were killed in a fatal accident. A child was left alive. You would start with. I'm sorry for anyone that this isn't interesting to. It has been like on a thought, you know, like it's been in my mind thinking of these things. And that's kind of what House Coffee is about, like just me like talking about like thoughts, you know, and you're kind of I can bounce them off of you. But so like it goes like, which makes sense, right? how would I write that? You'd basically write it. Start it with, you wouldn't say on Monday there was two people driving down LA 1 and they crashed into each other. You'd say Monday, two people died and left one kid orphaned or something like that. You know, it caused like a drama. But hear me
You kind
out.
of set the scene, and
Yes,
then you explain it.
but hear me out. I would have said like I could have learned that. I felt like that's so obvious. Like you don't even have
I
to tell me
think,
about the inverted pyramid or anything. Like
yeah, it's like good storytelling. It's just learning how to
yeah,
storytell.
but here we are spending a month on on this topic, you know, in college
Yeah.
that I paid $1,000 for or whatever for one class, and I'm like, dude, I'm rolling my eyes because you guys need to be teaching me like on the field stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. I've been surrounded by I'm gonna get my degree and I'm gonna finish school no matter what. But there's not a single day I sit in that class and think anything I'm learning is like worth learning. The only good thing I think in this moment, just to be clear, I wouldn't say this in my freshman and sophomore year. I think my freshman and sophomore year did a good job at introducing me to things I would have not known about. Okay, um, but I sit in class and I feel like I'm a kind of a dickhead, but oh sorry, but like I know what I'm learning, and you're testing me on like court cases from back in the day or like things that really define, like I'm learning the history of it and stuff, and I'm just like
Yeah.
I should be learning how to create graphical animation effects or something on a video or writing and like going covering stories that are happening as we speak, you know? It's just
There's like, yeah, that's like the case where even when you graduate with this degree, like you still have to go learn stuff if you actually want to do anything with it.
and you know what puts this into perspective, Bryson? It is I have a friend that I've known. He started college with me. His name's Will. And basically throughout college and like in high school he had a girlfriend and he went to South Lafourche. In high school he went like we you don't know him. He went to South and he had a kid or no, he got married at South like during that time.
Yeah.
Um and then in college we went through college together. I started working at HCV right out of high school. And then he in that time he was going to college and I'm going to college and he graduates before me. 1 second, I'm actually getting a phone call. Sorry, we'll be right back. I am back, and I apologize. I am back. I am back. I am back. Sorry. Work phone calls actually as we speak. So that guy who actually just called me is the guy I was just telling you about. This older guy who's been like teaching me and everything. I have learned more from him than I have in my 4 years of college, Bryson. that is, I don't know. It's just like it's a little frustrating to me, dude. And like this guy, he doesn't stop talking, but he also like I've gone to his house and he sits me down in front of the computer and says, "This is how you edit. The first thing you need to realize is how to organize. You know, organization
Yeah.
is your biggest battle in the beginning." And he sits down and he breaks down this like organizational like process that he does, and those things all come together to make it to where I've learned more. And I'm just like on a soapbox about this, right? But I'm a little frustrated because like I don't know, student loans and shit, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I've kind of learned towards the end. Like the other route is just going and doing the field work. Like you started at HTV, and that probably did more for you than the college degree ever did. Because
Yeah,
you're basically, even if you like, it's a slower learning curve because you have to like, I don't know. I don't even think it's a slower learning curve because I like physically learning it. Like I'm doing it, so I'm gonna learn it quicker. I don't have to like, oh, you should do this and you should do that and you should do that, and I take a test on it.
in the world of creation, I think this is just standard. I'm gonna say it. This could be, you could disagree, but physically doing it over watching someone else do it, you will always learn more.
I mean, yeah, definitely in the like you said, the creative field. I guess I kind of agree with that because if you're a creative person, I think most creative people learn by doing more than they learn by
Hands on.
yeah, just like, yeah, they want to be hands on. They don't want to like watch something or read it. Like they're not like they want to get down and actually do it. And that's how I always learned everything. I'm like, because you can tell me how to do something, but until I do it, I won't understand everything you're saying.
So yeah, like I can watch you edit, but until you sit me down in front of the computer and you tell me on the side like, "Hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing," and I'm clicking and typing and doing everything, I will not learn.
Yeah, because like there's something whenever people are just trying to translate it to you, like there's just things that like they miss that it's not registering because you're not physically working with the program.
Now, I
It's
think
not
it's
until you run into the problem that you know what your question is.
and now here's where I think it's going to be interesting. We're going to be old one day, okay? And we're picking up all I mean, unfortunately, right?
Yeah,
But
I think in like 5 years they'll have like immortality and we'll be good.
yeah, true. But we're going to have to we don't have to, but there could say you have like a kid, okay? Or you have young people you know who are interested in your line of work, whether it be making t-shirts, whether it be uh, Twitch streaming, whether it be filming commercials, making like the music videos. There will be a moment, and I think, will you do that? Will you like put them in front of the computer and like say this is how you do it, or give them the camera and say click the button, even if you're crappy at it right now. Clicking the button is already a start. Clicking record.
I think that's the thing is like I would much rather somebody go out and create something crappy because they're gonna learn so much by just creating like that thing.
Yeah.
Like me and Jason were watching like some like short indie film that our friends made the other day, and I was like, it was bad, but like they probably learned a lot from doing that.
And then the next project they create is
Yeah, it's gonna get so much better and better. Like if you're actually just sitting there and like creating it instead of trying to be like, oh, I need to learn about this. I need to learn about. You can learn as much as you want, but until you apply it, you're not really gonna like understand what it means. Then.
yeah, it's I don't know, it's crazy, man, cuz I think like how I learned at HTV, I knew nothing about editing and cameras. I knew nothing. I knew I had an
Yeah.
iPad in my hand and I clicked record and made a video once. Nothing. I just knew I wanted to make movies. And
Yeah.
you have to get started somewheres. Go to HTV, they don't teach me much. I go on a shoot once or twice with some guy. I do training. But then I got on the field and I was like, oh my god, I have to do this. I
You have to
I
learn
have to come
everything.
back with a substantially like I got it. I'm sitting at this event with 100 people, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I have to find the person who's in charge. Little 18-year-old Dylan is like, I have to go into this room, find the people who's in charge, and oh my God, there's 100 people here. Where do I begin? Do I just go to the front of the stage? Like, and I was like trying to find, but because you cannot come back without the story in that line of work, and I don't know, man. It's just crazy. It's crazy to me. But it really Captain Small said, "Yeah, you got to organize it. Everyone learns from the YouTube University now." Exactly, Captain Smalls. Exactly. Sorry, I didn't see the chat, but yeah, it's you. So the old guy that I've been working with, he said, "Dude, Dylan, at 21, he made a movie. It's called LA 308, and it was a terrible movie, right? Um, but he was saying if he was my age, if and had all the technology he had today, he would like be on like big productions right now and stuff. Bold of him to assume, but he's got a big head and he's creative and he's done a lot of work and he makes like hundreds and thousands off of like he's going to make a movie in like Ireland over the summer. You know, this guy's got something that I want, and he yells at me and he's like, Dylan, you got to realize you can't learn as much because I'm old. I've got like 50 years on you, and he's like, but look, shut up and get on YouTube. And every week he sends me like links to videos and things like that to learn. Captain Smalls, I know you do video production for your church. How did you get into video production, if you don't mind me asking? So I thought that was pretty cool when I first met my friend Captain Smalls in the chat. He was telling me he's like, yeah, he had like a animation as his character, as his like a webcam. You there, Bryson?
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, okay. Your camera's frozen. I'm like, man, he's staying really still. How is he doing that? But
my thing like cuts out every now and then.
Yeah. But I first got into his stream, and he had a like an animated character as his like person that would be where a webcam is. Yeah. And it tracked his eyes and his mouth and his neck and everything. I thought that was really interesting and really creative.
The thing, like, some like people are so worried about creating something that like they expect the first thing they create is gonna be a masterpiece, and it's like who do you know? Any actor, famous person, whatever, like who do you know that did that? None of them did it. Like your first actors, they were like acting for like Viagra commercials.
Yeah.
Like, it was like nobody was like perfect when they first started. There are gonna be people that are better in the beginning for sure, but like nobody's ever gonna be. You're gonna create bad things, and then you only can learn from that.
Yeah, you have to realize it's bad, and then be like, look, I have to take everything I've learned from this, and so. But Captain.
Creating.
Yeah, Captain Small said high school video production class. We did the news every morning, which broadcasts to the school. Oh my God, Bryson, what would you have done if we would have had that at school?
I don't even know.
Would you have done it, you think, at the time? I think I could have put you into it. I think I could have pressured you into that.
You could have maybe got me. Like, I would have probably been following your lead for sure.
That would have been so fun, dude. Every day I wish we would have had. Actually, so that's like one of my backups, right? Like if I fail at everything, I want to be like a teacher down like in Louisiana that for like video production in our area, because I feel like we don't have a person here to do that. I was saying if I fail in life, I want to be like a video production. What? Yeah, if I fail in life, if I don't achieve my dreams, you know, my girlfriend's laughing at me. I want to be like a video production teacher, at like Central or like some sort of area in the parish we live in and stuff like that. Like, because I feel like we were never exposed to this stuff.
The bad thing about where we kind of like came from, like the South isn't known for its creativity. Like it's creative formats. Big movies shoot in Louisiana because it's cheap to do it, but that doesn't mean that like it's a creative outlet over here. They just come film over here and leave. But, yeah, like we don't. unless like you'd have to be more towards New Orleans if you even wanted to start thinking about the creative field and stuff like that. That's where you probably have more opportunities from the get go. But
Yeah,
if you're in anywhere else in Louisiana,
it's interesting, man. I think that'd be cool,
yeah,
but I actually pitched that to like the teachers at our high school already, and they were like, yeah, but Dylan, you got to realize that requires a lot of money, and it does. It does. Um, Captain Small said, "Don't let perfect get in the way of really good. Sometimes you need to just complete the project and move on, learn, and make the next project better." I think we can attest to that when it comes to weddings. But Captain Small says, "You guys ever watch Corridor Crew on YouTube? Those guys do a great job over special effects and stunt shots." I've never heard of them. Have you? Wait, are they the guys who yeah. They broke down like the Avatar scene with the water and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about?
seen it, but that was just interesting.
They went over like the Matrix and like how they filmed the backwards shot or whatever. That's my reenactment. But it was like two cameras, like pitched one underneath and one on top, and it was really interesting. Oh, what's up, Trubrit? Kevin said stunt artist react and special artists. Those seem like fun. I've never actually gone into those. Have you?
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like more I'll like go into whatever I'm directly thinking about. I
Yeah.
used to watch a lot more just random like videoing stuff, but
Yeah.
now it's just more specific. Like, oh, I want to do this. How do I do it?
Yeah. So Trubrit and Captain Smalls, I think he knows what we're going on about. But Trubrit, we're talking about creation and just like sort of what harbors that creation, what starts it, what stunts it, what grows it, what all these different things. It's interesting, man. Because what even like with COVID and everything like that, like work it was slow. In terms, I'm thinking of like, and like, I was like getting a little depressed because I wasn't making the last video we did was the wedding video, and even then you edited that. I haven't seen it. I mean I have seen it, but I didn't like break down the editing process. So like my creativity was like stunted for a while because I was like I was kind of like waiting to see like how the wedding video came out and everything like that. And once it was done, I was like, I need more fulfillment. Like I need to just exasperate like my is that the right word? My creation. Like just like explode with something. And that's what actually, I say it like things that led me to streaming, but like I wanted to produce content at a quicker rate, and weirdly enough like live streaming I think lets me do that. And it's still shitty in my opinion. I think I could still do a lot better. I can still do I have an exponential growth. It's only up. But I've slowly like I felt like I forgot what I was going on about. Holy crap! I totally just brain farted. Trubert said very interesting. Yeah. Like I guess Captain Smalls and Trubert, you guys stream, so maybe you can attest to this, but you always know what you could be doing better, especially if you want to make this like a career. I think. I mean, Bryson, like now, like, do you feel like you get that with like t-shirts and the t-shirt shop and stuff?
Like that area to get better at?
Yeah, like you would say that's like your hobby, or no? How about this? No, scratch that. Would you say you could do the same thing about your D&D campaign you're writing?
Cute. I haven't delved into that completely yet because I know that's going to consume a big question.
Okay. So yeah, we'll get into that in just a little bit. Captain Smalls, I wanted to produce content, play games, and get better at creating, and that's what brought me into live streaming. So yeah, Captain Smalls, I was gonna do YouTube, but man, YouTube is like so unsatisfying when you like. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, Bryson, because your videos have gotten thousands of views and stuff like that. But if you put out a YouTube video you worked really hard on and it gets like 2 or 6 views, and you're like, I'm like refreshing it, and then I realize I got 7 views when I refreshed it, and it's just me watching it. I'm like, and then live streaming was like an immense like sense of fulfillment because not so when I was streaming to like 1 or 2 viewers, right? Uh, you could look back at your stats, and I remember telling you this. You could see the live views, you could see the unique views, and what kept me going was the unique views because I would stream a video game like Apex, and I would have 49 unique views, okay? And I'm like, so that's 49 people who actually stopped by. That's 49 people seeing my content. So technically that's 49 views or whatever. And your live views would be like 100, okay? And I'm like, so technically 100 people watched it or stopped by even just for a little bit. That gives me that like sense of like fulfillment, you know? Like that sense of like, I can't explain it more than that, but like, like that's the way I'm explaining it. Like,
I mean, that's the, I guess, like, and that's just something that you would have learned through YouTube, but Twitch like gave it to you faster. Because
yeah,
like YouTube, you would have to keep producing content, and like again, you're gonna have low numbers, low numbers, low numbers, like for a long time. Twitch, you're able to just like keep doing it rapidly. You're just
yeah,
like, all right, keep going. Let's like,
yeah.
it's just a more rapid environment.
Think later, do now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You don't like the idea of being able to just like, all right, I made a video. I won't be able to make another one until like at least a month or so.
yeah, I want to
So,
make it
like,
now. I want to make it
yeah.
like it's like a weird sense of fulfillment. I'm playing video games now, and I'm like, well, I could just be live streaming this. I'm gonna stop playing video games now because I'm gonna live stream this. But I also understand that I need to play games like for myself, you know, and like not to live stream it. Like, Trooper said YouTube didn't work out for me, and I was inspired to begin live streaming again. And that's when Mixer was about to close, and Mixer didn't work out for me as well. Hello, Mike Destroy. How are you? Mike Destroy said, "Hello, lovelies. Welcome to the Doghouse, Mike. We're just talking about creativity and YouTube and Twitch and things like that. So interestingly enough, I gotta go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Bryson, if you want, feel free to sing them a song.
Take my bathroom break at the same time.
We're gonna run an ad at this point. We're sponsored by Mike first. I'm good. How about you, XZ? We're sponsored by this Xbox remote. Here you go. Keep staring at it. Never mind. We're sponsored by my chair. There you go. Hello. All right, I'm back. I win. So I'm gonna keep talking though, because I'm really excited just to talk about this topic. Now I'm thinking about getting a chair, Captain Smalls. Well, if you didn't know, you could get these chairs here at www.
Only 2 W's?
www.chairsstink.com. Bryson song, yes. That's a fine looking chair. Yeah. Welcome, Mike Destroy, to the Doghouse. But anyways, so I'm gonna keep talking because I'm really passionate about this topic. I guess I'm taking off my glasses. I don't know why I'm putting them on. But it's sort of like I feel as if now that I have that sense of fulfillment with creation, it is up to me to keep evolving. I feel like if we get stagnant in creation, if we say, well, now I'm doing it, I can just leave it there, we won't feel that same fulfillment, because fulfillment is unique, you know. If I keep producing Twitch streams, I will get tired of like doing the same old thing like over and over again. Does that make sense? If I'm someone who always has to be doing something like unique, you know? I always have to be changing something. I always have to be, whether it be the overlay you guys have noticed, whether it be new games, whether it be events, whether it be just equipment. Like I feel like I like always have to be like, I keep saying like evolving in that sense. Anyways, so and like for example, like what was I just about to go on about? Oh my gosh, I keep losing it. I need to. Yeah, I'm excited just to talk, guys. I'm excited. I missed you guys.
They have been quality checking my order for about 20 minutes now.
Yeah, we've ordered pizza so long ago.
It's been about an hour.
Trooper said that's why we made the doghouse twist. Yeah. For people who have been here, you guys know the channel is like substantially different from where we started. And I appreciate everyone, right? Sorry, Bryson, I'm just ranting. I'm just thinking, so, okay, I remember what I was going to say. So, Bryson, now, here, one thing I have noticed is people, viewers, friends, followers, whatever you call them, right? I don't have my headset in, so I can't even hear you viewers speaking. They will notice, if you are working hard. Do you understand what I mean when I say that?
Yes, like not even necessarily working hard, but I like to think of it more being genuine.
Oh, that's a
They
better way
know,
to put it.
like you're genuinely like into what you're doing, whether you're like, I guess it's work like it goes hand in hand with working hard. Like since you're genuinely into it, you're putting as much as you can into it.
Yes.
I feel like people can read whenever like you could come on and act like super like, hey, everything's going awesome.
Everything's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's by the way, guys, yeah, we are funny. I know we're talking about a serious mental like interesting topic, but we do have funny conversations too. We don't always just do serious conversations, by the way, guys. I'm sorry. It's just this is a topic we're both kind of like passionate about. But like so when I feel like I've noticed even for YouTube, dude. So I'm gonna use YouTube as an example. All right. When I put out a video, so what I would do is I'd do a stream and I would take my archive stream and I would just put a 20-minute piece of my 1-hour archive stream on YouTube. Wouldn't do so hot. I'm like, well, why people aren't watching, you know, what's going on, you know? But then I was like, you know what? Let me test something. I made an Apex video where I did like a voiceover. I told a story. I put music in it. I put graphics. I put effects. And it's sitting at like 30, 40 views right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that just goes to show it that people they know when you're being lazy. Because me just downloading the stream and putting it on YouTube is lazy as hell, if I'm being honest with myself.
Yeah.
And so now when I try to like put video on YouTube, I realize I can't just put my like archive stream on from Twitch. I have to really like put some effort into it because everyone like notices that effort. If you don't think you are, you're doing it subconsciously. It decides whether you like go back and watch someone, whether you go back and, you know, watch a YouTube video or buy a t-shirt or
it's also,
play D&D.
Like, that gets problematic as well because like you had the option too to be like, oh, like YouTube isn't working. It's like, no, it's not that YouTube isn't working. It's that like you just weren't like putting in the effort to get like some results out of it. So I feel like a lot of people like to blame it on the platform and stuff sometimes. It's like, dude, you hardly did anything. Like, don't expect like amazing outcomes. Like, you have to put in work to get amazing outcomes.
Oh, I'm thinking about D&D right now, but imagine Critical Role. If Matt Mercer didn't put in the amount of effort he did into D&D, they would not be nearly as successful. That people saw that passion, people saw that drive, people saw the work, the bust ass like work, and they followed, and it got growth. People
you see, like you're like, even if they weren't streaming, they would still be doing exactly what they're doing right now.
Yep. See, and it's interesting because I'm realizing this the more now. Oh, what's up, Skippy? Good to see you, buddy. We got John Wick here. We're talking about the creative process, Skippy, and just like with producing content. But like we only see when they succeed, right? Can't really name anyone like say I followed them when they were like had like 10 followers or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But we only see them when they succeed. What you don't see is like Matt Mercer or Watsky or Donald Glover, their grind before. You know, you see bits and bobs of it of their old music and of their things they started out with, but you don't see the struggles they had before and the kick-ass, badass like work they had to do to succeed.
But like, just like, because I was watching one of their streams the other day, and like, they had like an old picture of Matt, and like, you know how like in LA you have to do like headshots and stuff like that?
Yeah.
He has like a headshot of him as like a doctor. Like he was just trying to get roles and do like acting jobs to make money. So like he did a bunch of stuff before that, and he was still doing his D&D stuff on the side.
Yeah.
So that still it meant enough to him that he was like, even if I'm trying to do something else, like I'm gonna still do this. So like
Yeah.
there's like a passion behind it.
Truber, it said Skippy. Skippy said, "Good morning, John Wick. Hope you guys are doing awesome." See, you have fans, Bryson. You have fans. Skippy said, "Trubert, how was the stream last night?" And Trubert said it was alright, just playing Left 4 Dead, a game with major replay value. Yes, I loved watching you play some Left 4 Dead while I got my ass kicked on Apex. But, so, it was like a mind-blowing experience. I've had several like epiphanies in the midst of streaming, okay? And I think that shows that I'm getting better at it, okay? I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but like one of the epiphanies was like, oh shit, like people notice when I'm putting effort into this. People notice when I'm feeling lazy. People notice when I'm feeling down or up or left or right. Like people notice when I'm putting work into the YouTube videos. People notice when I'm putting work into the Doghouse of Horrors. I'm like, I could come onto this screen and just be like, hey, yeah, the stream's great. Everything's going good. Can't wait to play some video games. But people will freaking notice, dude, subconsciously in their head. It's crazy to me, dude. But that has helped me to grow, you know? And I think that goes for anything creative. And like you guys, so for example, when I wrote, I'm constantly thinking about D&D right now for some reason. I'm probably
to use that as our analogy for now.
If I wouldn't have put in, I could have put more work into learning D&D and like getting better at being a DM for a campaign, right? But if I wouldn't have put in the effort that I did, you guys would have noticed. You guys would have been like, well, we don't want him as our DM again, you know? And it's just interesting to me, like that's a little bit more less subconscious and more like conscious, like something you notice. I guess I'm talking more about like subconscious, but
that's kind of interesting as well because like that goes to like the show like you had that like that passion to create like a campaign, and even though you didn't know all the technical stuff, that's stuff you could figure out along the way. Like like it did that's like the technical. Like if you have the passion, like that's the good bit right there. Because like you can always just learn like what you don't know down the road. Like you're gonna like Twitch, like you're gonna learn everything as you go. Like you can't just,
evolve,
like be weird because then you have people on the opposite end of the spectrum. And they're like, oh, I got really good. Like I know all the rules and everything is like D&D, but they have no like passion to write like a campaign and stuff like that.
I've seen so many Twitch streamers like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care that you know the rules and like how to like you know the recipe, but
like I always go back to this. Skippy said we stand John Wick, and Skippy said it's nice sharing a job with one of your longtime friends. Hell yeah, Skippy, it's awesome. Almost forgot. Oh yeah, Skippy, we got the new emotes. I don't know if you noticed, but well, you do now. You noticed. But if you guys got any questions for John Wick, make sure you get ready to ask him. I'm sure he's an open book. But it's I've seen so many like Twitch streamers and like learning in this like world of creating content, like because you know you watch the big guys, you watch like the Casey Neistats, you watch the Dr. Lupo, you watch like all these like big names, and you're like, okay, like it seems like you're watching like a normal stream, but those people are doing something different. They've got a different understanding of this world. And like my brain, and this goes for anything, of course, I don't want to like exile you out of the conversation. You're like, well, I can't relate because I'm not a Twitch streamer or streaming, but
I mean,
yeah,
I can
sorry.
transfer
Okay, sorry. Thank you. But like versus people who I go in and they have 3 viewers, one of them's a bot, uh, and then they have subathon trying to get to 1,000 subs. Uh, what else? Third, trying to get to 1,000 viewers, and that's their title, right? And they're playing, I don't know. I'm gonna
the
use
most
an
popular game that
yeah,
they have.
and then you go, and then in their chat is you could donate and help me grow, and all these things like that. And I'm like, and it's this person who's like, they're doing like this. They're like, yeah, so, oh, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna kill him. Okay. Oh, all right. And then like I would actually like test. I'd test some people, right? I like chat in their box. Okay, I'm like, hey, how's it going?
They would, like, interact.
And they never interact, not once. Swear to it, dude.
Yeah.
But that's what defines, I think, like the creative process, like who's in it, who wants to understand it. To not think deeper about it, I think it's to almost fail. You have to like I've talked to Trubert. Trubert is someone who streams and he's doing it for fun, but I know, and like my friend Gargle, I've talked to all of them, and I know these people who are like thinking, even if Trubert might not admit it, or Captain Smalls is a good example. Yeah, like I know there are people who are thinking deeper. I can tell just by like Captain Smalls, like watching him. The second I clicked into his stream, I saw the animation and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, this guy puts in work, dude. These people are on like a deeper critical thinking level than most, and that goes for anything. They're streaming to have fun and to play games and create content, but they're doing it the right way. I could rant about this, but this goes for anything. It goes for producing videos, it goes for making D&D campaigns, it goes for art. It just top of the morning, Elias. My name is Jacksepticeye. Trubert said. But Skippy said, so maybe that was one of my family members that passed. Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm catching up on chat. Skippy said, Manly, guess what? A ladybug came in my room and my mom told me it was good luck. Oh, yeah, I heard that. That's true. Ladybugs, I didn't know that. I know, I messed up that sentence. My girlfriend laughs at me when I mess up sentences. I'm going to get sued by Jacksepticeye. But, anyways, Bryson, it started with Legos. That's all I'm going to say. It started with Legos.
Legos Indiana Jones?
Yeah, no, I remember that. So me and Bryson were obsessed with Lego Indiana Jones, the video game, if you guys have not.
No, we got really into that. But
Like-
back on like that other like topic again, like it's like people like they hear you say like just like be yourself and like people will like come and watch, but they don't believe that.
Yeah.
I already told you that like from the get go. I was like just like be yourself because like they're worried like you said there's people that are like oh trying to get to 1,000 subs and stuff like that. It's like that's not how it works. You don't just like start a Twitch, get subs, and
Yeah.
you make it. Like you have to. Like it's all about like the community and stuff like that. If you focus on like you being happy while you're playing and your like community is happy, then like that's gonna be the best like way to grow. Like no matter what.
Yeah, I remember one of the first things I asked you when I got into streaming, because I am very thankful every day for that vacation we took, and we just got to chat about streaming and like those things, because that like opened that was like my first like epiphany, right? I was like, well, I remember asking you like, should I like put on like this positive mask? I should like try to always like put on this positive, and you were like, well, people are gonna know. I'm like, what do you mean? And you were like, people are gonna know if you're sad and you're not feeling the stream. And I was like, but do they? And you're like, I'm telling you, Dylan, they will notice, and it's just, I don't know. You could be young, old. You know if you want to. You will figure out
You can
subconsciously whether
tell
you
the
want to.
difference from like it's just like with like anything. Like say like in college, like you can tell the people who really want to be there and learn, and then the people that are just doing college just like because they're supposed to do college.
Yep.
Like it's the same thing with like people are like they're doing Twitch because they want the rewards that they see big streamers have. It's
Yep.
like if that's all you want, you're never gonna be good at it. You're not like because that's not what they did. Like they were passionate about it, and that's why they are where they are. It's not like just they didn't wake up one morning and like follow this recipe that got them to
Yep.
thousands of like subscribers and stuff like that.
It's so that just that perspective though is so like I could go on about it because it's just interesting to me, man. Like the concept of people think if you start doing it, you will gain like a following. You will like get
Yeah.
your subs. You will become big. I thought that too. I'm gonna be honest. At first, I thought that too. You know, but the
Felt like
deeper I began,
like it may be like a year or so before like anything happens. Like people don't, they're not willing to put in that time.
yep,
They're like, oh, I want to try for a week or two, and if it's not successful, like I'm dropping. Like whoever like tried something for 2 weeks and like made it,
facts, yeah.
I'm gonna go like try to be a videographer for 2 weeks. If I don't make it, then I'm giving up. It's like who did that?
Dude, it's crazy to me because, damn it, I keep having brain farts.
But yeah, like, even if like it's also that time of like it's gonna suck that sometimes, and it may suck a lot, but like it's if you can move through those times, like that's when you get the better. That's where the good stuff comes. When you're like, oh, I froze.
Oh, it's all
Um,
good. I can still hear you.
but that's whenever you get like the reward. Is that period of time where like you're like, oh, I didn't like I'm not making it anywhere in this past 6 months. But like if you make it through those 6 months, that's might be where you start like truly growing and stuff like that. Like
Interesting
people
thing you brought up. You said people who focus on their community and refine those things, and can you hear me? Or are you trying to fix the camera?
yeah,
Okay. Um, is like one thing that was like I've had several epiphanies, right? But one of them was also like refining my community, like what I want them to like what I want them to represent, how I make them comfortable, like
no,
who I am, making sure they realize who I am. Like I can say positively, like everyone in this chat knows me, and they know what I want from my community and like what I want to do with them. They know my mission, and I think that was like a good spot for me when I began to focus. That is like because you do also you have to have this like balance of like uh making sure your community is comfortable but also welcoming new people to where when they come in they don't feel uncomfortable. But I've
yeah,
like my community has done a sense, and I'm not just trying to talk you guys up just because you're here, okay? I'm just letting you guys know. But uh when new people coming in the stream, everyone knows welcome to the doghouse, welcome, I hope you're doing well, and it's sort of like this like safe environment for anyone. It doesn't matter who you are. And I've slowly like I've told you that, like you even told me when I went through some drama on the Twitch, you were like, you know what, those people weren't good for you anyways, maybe it's time you moved on from them. And it's sort of like, what's up?
making that decision, like being like, all right, like these people were never good, so
Yeah, and it's sort of helped me to refine exactly what the doghouse is. And I think all those things combined, all this conversation about the creative process and everything like that, it all combines to just make better content, whether you're streaming, whether you're making art, whether you're making music. To have a deeper understanding of those things is to already be ahead of the game, in my opinion.
yeah. And then also like to add on to that, like don't never be upset with yourself if you're not good. Like that is not necessarily for you. Like for people in chat, like don't get upset with yourself if like you don't enjoy doing something that you
Mike
thought you
Destroy,
would
thank you
enjoy
for
doing.
following, by the way. Welcome to the Doghouse, buddy. I'm sorry, I don't get my alerts aren't working. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, but like don't be upset like if like one of y'all want to be a Twitch streamer and you go and you don't like it, like, you don't like it. Like try to
Yeah.
go into the next thing. Like if you're not there's no recipe. Like you're like, oh, like it seems like I'd be good at like Twitch because I like playing video games and stuff like that. It's like there's so many like other things if like you really enjoy video games that you can do that you may enjoy much more.
Yeah.
Because like some people get down on themselves and like, oh, I'm not good at this, so like I suck. No, you maybe just be better at something else.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting to me because you were someone, in my opinion, who was always good at everything. And I wanted to be just as good as you, and I couldn't. So it's interesting you say that. But I think the things I've been good at, I've like slowly refined it and like, chipped in. And I'm like, but I want to skateboard and do ollies like Bryson.
Like again, like that's me still trying to find to see if there's like there may be something else that like if I'm not feeling this right now, it's maybe because it's not meant to be. Like I'm maybe not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
So let's see if there's something else.
It's interesting hearing you say that. And like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I remember us like sitting on your balcony and me trying to boldly understand your like mental process. Do you remember that?
Yeah. That's when you first started coming up the last.
Yeah. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And I feel like you've come a long way, in that sense. And I'm proud of you, buddy, for that. That's awesome. It's cool hearing you like sort of refine, I guess like sort of like refine those thoughts, you know what I mean? Would you say that's what it is?
Yeah, I mean that's. I guess that's just time. Like you start
Yeah.
realizing what's true to yourself and what's not. Like you said something about yourself at one point. You're like, well, that's not really true. That like you tested it enough to be like, that's not really the case. Like,
Yeah.
I've come so.
You scientifically figured it out. You broke it down. So, oh man, so much to go on about. I always think about that. There's so many like perspectives I'm thankful like we're both able to see from like, because we are like best friends, but we're people who are totally opposites of the coin in terms of like, I wouldn't say in terms of personality, but like, would it be like mentally?
Again, like I always
We
find
connect
the
through our
best way-
comedy.
I always find yeah, that is like we definitely had similar personalities, but again, like what again, you were like I was saying an emotional one, and then I was like
Yeah, you did say that. Yeah.
So like we started learning.
But like, okay, what?
But we were also again like you said like Brooke and Lee and all of them. They're just too like crazy like whenever we're together. So we still had that same personality. We're like let's go do this crazy thing.
Yeah. All right. Preference. So we used to have this group of friends, and when me and Bryson would hang out, or one time I went hang out with this group of friends without Bryson, and I said, well, let's invite Bryson. He's my best bud. I don't go anywhere without him. And they said, well, Dylan, when you and Bryson hang out, you're just too crazy together. And then I left the hangout. But it's interesting though, man. Like, I think how people cannot have I don't see many people having conversations like we just had, like about creativity, but it's like an open-minded thought process. It's not ever close-minded, not once. If it is, you check me on it. I'm the one who would probably be more close-minded in that sense. But like, I don't know, dude. It's cool because we're pulling from. You've never streamed. You've not once streamed. This is you getting into streaming. This is it, right? This is the you busting into it. But you're able to pull from different perspectives and grab at different strings and say, well, this is what I think it is from outside looking in.
Honestly, something I feel like I was always kind of like decent at. Like I could you could explain show me how like a car works, then I can like understand it. You know, it's like so like I'm like, oh, this is how this thing works. So this probably works in a similar manner. So like
Interesting.
I've been very good at translating how something else works into how this could work.
I think that's where you get your ability to just be good at many things.
Yeah, like, I think I'm able to like translate it like easily. Like it goes like, all right, this works like this, so this probably works. Like I've always been able to like good look at something and be like, oh, that's how it works. Like I like to understand how it works. Like I don't just be like, oh, you put this in and this comes out.
All right. So let me use that as a turning point. How did that lead into D&D? Because you were putting all of it into this campaign you were writing.
Well, if
Very
we're going
broad
back to when
question. I apologize.
I into like D&D,
What's that?
I was like, I'm trying to bring it back to like whenever I started playing D&D. So again, there's all that stuff about like D&D that I really enjoy because like I feel like again it helps you as like a person, and that's where D&D kind of came into my life.
Yeah.
Like whenever I was like going through like one of the biggest kind of like mental battles, like I was binge watching Critical Role and stuff like that.
It allows you
Like
to like put your brain just. I think it reinforces like imagination. Does that make sense?
yeah, it definitely is that. Like I like the idea of being able to like bring that kid like imagination back to my adult life. Like it definitely helps with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, like you want to imagine a pirate ship and y'all going over here? That's what's happening in this game. Like,
It's
but
fun, man, how that picture gets built in your head. You know, when someone's like reading it to you, and you just—it's like reading a book almost, but almost like more detailed. Even
yeah,
if there's
and
not a
it
lot of details.
it can just also like it can help you work through things. Like if you have like any form of like social anxiety and stuff like that, I feel like it helps you be confident because you're interacting with imaginary people. So like you don't think of it as the same as like interacting with a normal person,
Yeah.
but like you're still like you're playing out the scenario. So I feel like it can help people like it helps you confront things that you normally wouldn't do in normal life, and like eventually I feel like you become more confident.
I remember my
I feel like
existential crisis. Oh, my bad. You can go.
although it's like the improv of it all, I think is like just like a good like being able to improv is such a helpful tool like in life.
Just yeah, in general. One of my like existential crisis I was confronted with for D&D was realizing it is a whole ass like world. Like there's
Yeah,
like the Forgotten Realms and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, what am I getting into? And but that also helps like just it kind of like gives you like the foundation
yeah.
almost.
It lets you like it explains how this world works, but it leaves it vague enough where you can add in things as it goes,
Yeah,
and then you can just create something entirely that doesn't even exist in that world if you want to do that.
that's so cool to me, man. That totally like goes back to our initial conversation, right? Like just about creativity and like people notice whether you're working hard and like you know you're writing your own campaign and everything like that, and like people are gonna know you busted your ass for that, you know, the amount of
And like I guess I also like the sandbox nature of it as well. Because I always like sandbox style of games where I can just go do whatever I want,
mm-hmm.
and like, you're able to do that in D&D. Like you don't have to follow the mission at that moment. You can go do whatever you want.
You know what's interesting to me is I'm thinking about Minecraft too, okay, and I don't want to jump topics already, but I'm just connecting the two. Minecraft kind of does that, doesn't it?
I mean, that's like the ultimate sandbox game, huh?
Yeah, but in different aspects almost. Like in Minecraft, you're like creating. You know, you're building things. You can build whatever you want. Just have to follow the rules in this world. D&D is the same thing, but one's like a game you play, and one's a
Minecraft is
game
like
that's it's in
yeah,
your brain.
Minecraft is interesting in that fact because like again, it's kind of like it's a Lego type system, but you're also creating your own imaginary. Like you're like, oh, I'm gonna make a church,
Yeah,
or I'm gonna make a, like you're creating a scenario. You're like, oh, I'm making a village, and this village would have this, this, and that. So you're creating like a because if you you didn't have imagination to create those things, you just what would you build?
Yeah,
Like if you have like no imagination, then like what would you build?
dude, I
You
don't.
like you get like, oh, I want to build like a pirate town area. I want to put like boats in the water and stuff like that. It's like
I'll never forget when I first played Minecraft with you, and it was on Xbox, and I like showed you my world, and you were like mind blown by it. You were like, my brother got has to get in here, and your brother joined in. It was me, you, and this girl Colby, um, and yeah, and your brother goes, "Why does Dylan's house look like a dick and balls?" And I was like, "It's gotta get teared down now. It's gotta go." Do you remember that?
no, but I do remember going into your world, and I thought it was interesting to see how other people like built because I hadn't really seen before, and you use like half stacks and like staircases and like you were very intricate in your architecture,
Yeah, yeah. I still
which was
try
like
to be. It's to my downfall though.
so I was like, oh, that's interesting. I went for more of like the scale and like authenticity type thing, but you were just like very creative with like how you like built your like houses.
Made no sense sometimes. It was to my downfall though. I can never finish a building in Minecraft. Not once. I think I've always say I'm gonna do this giant building and I never finish it.
Yeah, like I remember having one server. I think Caleb was on that server, and like we built like giant replicas of like chickens and
Oh
like
yeah, yeah. I
wolves.
remember you guys telling me that.
Like, but it was like hotels for those animals. So you go inside of the chicken, and it's like a big chicken coop.
What
You go
the
inside of
heck?
like the wolf, like a wolf like hotel, stuff like that. So
That's funny, dude. So I'm interested. How has creating your campaign that you've been working on affected helped you mentally or made it worse?
uh, it's a nice step into being like to create something that I mean ultimately doesn't matter. It's gonna matter to us.
I mean, what does matter, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I could compare it
But
to
like
like me making Twitch.
it's not like I'm trying to create something for an alternative like goal. Like it's just I'm trying to create something just kind of to create it. Like it's not like I'm not trying to get money or like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's different creating from a job standpoint. It's like I'm just creating something for the sake of me and my friends enjoying what we're doing.
Mhm.
So it's like there's no like ramifications to it. You're like I can just create this. I don't have to get mad at myself if I don't do it or if I do it. Like nobody's really gonna care that much.
You are gonna feel this immense fulfillment the second they start playing in your world. You're gonna
Like the thing
just
too, it's just for me and my friends. Like it's not like I'm not trying to do this to get recognized by other people outside of us. Like
yeah.
so,
The amount of fulfillment I felt when people started playing in my world was mind blowing. I was like, even if it went to shit like it did, it was so like fun watching you guys like wiggle in this world.
not that
Huh?
was not your fault. You were pretty good at least at navigating it.
Yeah, I know there's tons of things I could have done better, but it's like imagine like a Monopoly piece is just getting dropped into like your Minecraft world. But it's like but you can't control where this Monopoly piece goes in the Minecraft world. They're just going wherever they want. There's a story, there's stuff there, but and like you guys it's like plopping you down in this okay, so it's like plopping you down in like a mile long radius, okay? If you go past that mile long radius, you're in the ether. There's nothing there past that. But
The render more like area in your head.
yeah, yeah, like and like I'm watching you guys get close to it and I'm like, "Oh god."
But again, that's what's the fun part too. Is like as a DM, you can only plan so much, and then you have to improv because you can't predict everything people are gonna do. If you railroad it too much, then it's just not fun anymore.
Yeah, like I did with
But
the
yeah,
horses.
like you're like again, most of your like issues were, I think, just technical of like
Yeah.
knowing when to make somebody do a skill check or like stuff like that.
Yep.
But outside of that, like campaign wise,
There was a moment where you guys are outside that mile long radius, and I'm like laying down bricks as you're walking, and I'm like, oh god. I don't have any. I mean, there was always like spots, of clarity in there, here and there, but
yeah.
sometimes it was just like bananas, dude. I was like Gerald with escaping the house, and he had to grab the broom. I was like, what is happening? How do I even? It's just.
That's again, all that's controlled with like skill checks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like no, you can't just like attune to like that broom like immediately. Like if it's trying to fight you, then it's not gonna.
Yeah. I remember I made him do some skill checks though.
Yeah.
I forget what it was though, but it's interesting, man. It's their creative process is shown in so much like life, like it's kind of like health. It's just healthy, and it's like we're both in these spots where we're creating things, and we're making this stuff that's being consumed more or less by at least one person, two people, sometimes 5, sometimes 10. You don't know. Maybe someone sees your campaign or whatever, and you publish it on an internet website, and someone uses it, and it blows up. It's this weird fulfillment. It's like I'm drinking coffee. I don't know. I just felt like saying that.
Kids, Haus Coffee.
But I guess that's the top, really. I mean, we didn't really get into many other topics today, but
I don't think it matters. Yeah, print Whitty. I was not using words.
it's all right.
It's pretty.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it, though. I think I'm only able to get in depth with you like this, and I often tell my girlfriend that. She said she's excited and nervous to meet you. Yeah, I'm calling her out. She's laughing. She's screaming behind me. But I told her there's nothing to worry about. I just have a deep, immense love for my best friend Bryson, and that's it. And she thought that was funny.
They ruin our relationship.
Yeah, no.
Off together.
Oh man, it's gonna be our girlfriends just hanging out, and we're just gonna be like, all right, we gotta go back to the beach, man. We're gonna go hang out on the beach. Nah, it's just it's beautiful that I'm able to just have these sort of conversations that I don't think I can have with anyone else. But that's because it's the perspective is because we're best friends in high school and middle school, but we went through so many periods of change that like you have an understanding for my thought process, and I think I somewhat have an understanding for your thought process. but like yeah, it's easy to it's like bounce things off of each other, create and talk like this, and I think that's why like I like having you on as a guest, because of these points of conversation where I like know someone, I know for sure you were thinking critically about things I'm saying. That's it though. But are you about to say something?
No.
Okay. So, anyways, what do you have going on in your life right now? Update the people, man.
Going on,
Since the last time we saw you.
working on a Halloween costume.
Can you reveal it?
I mean, it's not very far.
Look, guys, just so you know how annoyingly good this guy is at everything, he is sewing his Halloween costume right now. Is that what I see?
Yeah. I'm
Jesus Christ.
The main thing I need to make is the vest, but I'm doing. I'm gonna do Sheriff Bullet from Deadwood. So I'm trying to have a pretty authentic, like, accurate outfit that he wears.
You're just gonna go like head first into cosplay at this point.
Dude, now like it's fun to like sew and stuff. I was like sewing the other day, and I was like, this is like almost just like woodworking. Like it's like such calculated like cutting and precision,
Interesting.
and like how you can have like better woodworkers that do like these intricate details that you don't even notice half the time. You can do the same thing like sewing and stuff. So that's pretty interesting.
I would have never known. I'd have never known you didn't.
Yeah.
How'd you learn how to do that? YouTube?
I mean, we first started with facts
Oh,
in
yeah.
high school.
I do not remember any of that. We didn't have facts in high school. We had facts in middle school.
What was it in high school?
Miss,
Miss Yeso was the teacher.
huh?
Miss Yeso was like the teacher of it.
Oh, I had it in middle school with Miss Sons.
Yeah, we had facts in middle school too, but it was home ec or whatever.
Yeah. We made cookies. Some good
Well,
cookies.
we made cookies and like code. But
Yeah, those are good cookies. You know what I never forget? I never forget the snack lines at schools for some reason. I know that's weirdly specific, but like,
I mean lunch lines?
no, the snack lines, buddy. Skip the lunch line. I remember the snack line. You don't remember? Like, you'd have to like, because we had like recess in like the gym and outside, and there was like a building you go in next to the gym that had like a concession stand. I'm talking about middle school.
Okay, yeah. Dude,
That's so
snack
weird.
line was awesome.
What?
Snack line was awesome in middle school.
I remember it so vividly. Like asking like this girl Brianna for change. Like I'd go like scrounging around like a homeless person asking everyone for 25 cents.
Legitimate concession stand for a middle school.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
had
like
vending machines. We had people that you went there and like you could get boxes of candy. I don't know, could you get nachos?
yeah. You could get they had nacho days.
Stuff like that. Like it was a concession stand for a middle school recess. It wasn't vending machines. It was like freaking concession.
Like they had like so you had popcorn days, you had nacho days, you had the pickle cup days, which is so gross to me. You had days with freeze pops. You had days with, if you didn't get the Sour Patch Nerd ropes.
Dude, the lower you go into like the lower you like go in grade is like the worst like concession stands get, because whenever I was in elementary school, I was very unresponsible with my money. So like I got $10 or something. And
Go.
$10 worth of like lemon heads.
What? How many lemon heads is that?
I think it was only like 50 cents a pack over there. So it was just this big box of just like lemon heads. I had like 20 boxes of lemon heads.
Damn. Dude, we had like the concession in elementary school was like popsicles and stuff. You know the school you crashed into?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like and we had like dude, you know what's the weirdest like snack candy for me? They had like gummy like rats. Yes.
Oh my God.
Hold on, let me pull it up. Dude, and people like loved it. And I was like, why would you want just the idea of consuming a gummy rat was weird to me. Look, here they are. Let me pull up the images.
I remember they did like frozen pickle pops and stuff at middle school. Yeah.
Why? Oh, someone just donated some bits. Captain Smalls donated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bits. Did 7 damage to the Bit Boss. Captain Smalls, if you don't know, if you donate enough bits, you're able to take down the Bit Boss and become the new Bit Boss, buddy, by the way. Or the Bit Wolf if you donate the most also. So, thank you, buddy. But dude, the gummy rats were weird. Gummy worms were always solid. What was your
like sour candy? It was like lemon heads, Sour Patch Kids, sour Skittles.
You also liked salt on every single object.
Oh, especially in middle school, because I remember specifically putting salt on top of pudding one time just to show like people that I would eat salt
All right, everyone who heard that, right? This man put salt on pudding. You said, right?
In middle school, I do not do that anymore.
I don't know, dude. Well, I haven't seen you eat pudding yet.
So much better with salt now that I'm
Like, that was the weirdest thing to me. And everyone would like be mind blown by you too. They'd be like, "What the fuck? Like, what is he doing?" Captain Salt said, "Warheads." Trooper said, "Respectable. I put salt on my salt." You guys are gross.
Oh, dude, so shit. Do you remember how I used to drink coffee?
Oh, dude, yeah, you'd let all the sugar sit at the bottom.
Like, but I put stupid amount of sugar.
So, all right,
It was like, because I only drank
Yeah.
coffee really at Dylan's house because like Dylan had a weird upbringing where in middle school he was drinking coffee every day.
I was drinking coffee in elementary school, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would go to his house and drink coffee. If this was the coffee cup, I'd fill like literally this much sugar, like, and then coffee up to right there. And now I only put like a teaspoon of sugar. But I used to do like there's probably like half a cup of sugar in there, if
Yes.
not more.
I remember my mom would always be like, "Who took all the sugar?" Oh crap! I almost fell. Sorry. She'd be like, "Who took all the sugar?" And I'd be like, "Sorry, I don't know. You must have drank too much coffee, Mom." Oh man. Captain Small said, "I still don't drink coffee." Oh man, I love coffee. I love coffee. We're kind of just rambling on, just banter here. I'm just thinking of like good snacks now. My favorite like concession was the homemade cookies. Like you can when Fax would do cookies. You don't like warm drinks, Captain? That's interesting.
Makes sense. I didn't get that though.
Really? I don't.
Well, I was like, outside of that, like, you know how like some people just drink like warm milk? Can you imagine drinking warm milk?
Yes.
Like I don't know, like there's some things where I'm just like I don't want this warm. And then also like if I have a meal, I sometimes don't like having like I don't like having like breakfast with just a cup of coffee. I need like a cold water because I don't like eating food and then drinking something like hot behind it. So I can understand why people don't like warm foods.
Okay.
Do you not like hot chocolate?
Yeah, good question. Do you like hot chocolate, Captain Smalls? I'm an obscurity though. I'm different. I don't know. I'm weird, man. I like okay, I have this firm belief if you drink cold water, you're not supposed to drink it like that. You're doing it wrong. Room temperature water is the best water.
I say like no to that, but that's only because
Also, your webcam is frozen. I don't know.
I've struggled with water in my life, so I didn't drink water until
There it goes.
more chocolate either.
Interesting.
I didn't drink like water until like after high school. The only like in high school I drank it when like at soccer practice and stuff like that. That was the only time I liked water. Like during high school, like at soccer practice where I'm super exhausted, that's when water tasted amazing. But outside of that, all I drank was like cranberry juice and stuff like that until like 2 years into college, and then I was like, all right, I need to start drinking water. So I just forced myself to drink water, and now all I drink is water.
Yeah, you can like trick your brain.
Yeah, but I still like I rather cold water.
Captain Small said he doesn't like chocolate either. Room temp water hydrates you faster. Your body doesn't have to change your temp before absorbing. Interesting. I didn't know that. What's your buddy's Twitch? So John Wick. That's Bryson. He doesn't do Twitch. He doesn't do Twitch. He's what's your plug, Bryson? Would it be your art page on Instagram?
Right, Chauvin Art on Instagram.
Yeah. So if you have Instagram, I'm typing it in right now. Just Bryson Chauvin Art.
Yeah. So most people probably don't know how to spell Chauvin, or people may spell Bryson different as well.
Let me know if I spelled it right. You should probably post. You don't have a YouTube where you post your videos? How come?
I only have like one video that I'm fairly proud of at the moment, and I posted that on Instagram.
All my videos I would post like of like football and like my old videos just to like archive them. It got me like like a 14 subscribers. No, 49 subscribers, and I was like, what the heck? Why? You know? But it was just like to archive. I use YouTube like to archive my videos for like work and stuff. So,
Makes sense.
but anyways, so Captain Smalls, interestingly enough, chocolate, I don't like really sweet chocolate.
Yeah, I'm not a big when it comes to candy. Like, I'm not a big chocolate fan. I'm also not a big cake fan. I don't like cake that much.
Cake is always too sweet.
Yeah, like the cakes I like are like cakes that aren't that sweet. So they have like
Gentilly, Gentilly's good.
Chantilly's a good one, and carrot cake I like as well.
I haven't had carrot cake in a while. Oh, at my girlfriend's house we have bundt cakes.
They all bun cakes are good as well. But carrot cake also uses cream cheese icing like Gentilly cake uses. So it's like that same type of icing and it's so good.
I could go without the icing, dude. Give me a cake without icing, I'll eat it.
That's a muffin.
But like, have you had like Gentilly cake icing versus normal icing?
Yes, it's sweet. It's still
It's
too
not as,
sweet.
Like, it's not bad though. Because like it's a cream cheese icing, so it's not as sweet as like just straight like sugar icing.
My girlfriend said that's a muffin if you don't like it. We're gonna get into this debate, what's defined a muffin and what's defined a cake. But how
pound cakes are like really like good and stuff like that because it's just subtly sweet.
how long ago did you order that pizza?
They've been doing the quality check for over an hour.
The quality check for our pizza has been going on for over an
I'm
hour.
thinking about calling them.
Yeah.
That'd be a great pizza.
Yeah. It better be an immaculate 10-star pizza.
It better be.
I felt bad. Quick story, and we'll wrap up. But I'm gonna be playing the Evil Within, guys. By the way, till 3:00. So we're not ending the stream. We're just ending the just chatting. But the other day, not the other day, but when one of the hurricanes was coming by.
The other day was like 2 months.
I know, it was like 2 months ago. I say the other day, it's 2 months ago. But I ordered a pizza. Everyone's gonna make fun of me for this story, right? But they're gonna say you're fucked, but you're going to hell. But basically, so this pizza it took forever to come, right?
Yeah, it took like 2 hours.
So
And I had to leave.
the pizza took like 2 hours, and my girlfriend had to leave, right? Okay. So I call Domino's up, and it's right before this hurricane's about to hit, and I say, "Hey, I was calling to ask like where our pizza is," and she was like, "Oh yeah, like we're still getting it done. We only have like one worker in the back," and I go, "I have 3 kids right now. We're trying to evacuate for the hurricane, and I told them we would get them some pieces of pizza before we leave, and we still haven't gotten this pizza." And she goes, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. We'll get you your pizza, sir." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's just these kids, we're trying to move out." And I double down, like I'm like they're really hungry here, And she goes, "I'm so sorry. We'll get you your pizza." And she's like, I'm like, "All right, whatever. Hang up." I get my pizza, whatever, fine. Like 2 weeks later, I get a phone call. It's like, "Hi, we're calling to let you know, we're giving you a free $25 like in credit in pizzas for your issue you had several weeks ago." And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Can you explain to me what happened?" I was like, "I had kids and I had to give them some pizza," and that's my story about how I was an asshole for some pizza. I scammed Domino's. I did a good old Maple Story scam.
Pizza experience.
Yeah.
Remember your pizza experience at Central where you got high off the pizza?
Oh yeah, dude, pizza is so good. And when it's too good, I think it has the capability to get you high, okay? I'm serious. It was just like a cheese pizza.
Yeah. It was like this artisan, like they cooked it in like the fire oven and everything.
It was like a classic, like a real like
Yeah.
pizza. Like real
It was like-
pizzas are just cheese, right?
And cheese.
Yeah.
There were like blobs of like different cheeses on it and stuff.
Oh my gosh, I'm in heaven still from that. But that was like because we were like, let's eat and then we'll go film. And then like I ate and I was like, Bryson, I'm feeling a little weird, man. And you go like, what do you mean? I'm like, I feel like I'm high right now or something. Like all the air is like in my head, and I was like, I think that pizza got me high. And that was like the entire day for like a couple of hours, and I was like, I can't film. And although we did make a good video from that, I'll never forget that moment because I've never felt like that before. Can't explain it.
I feel fine. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Cheese got me high. Cheese got me high. That should be the title of it.
Yeah, title of the video.
Title of it. Cheese got me high. But anyways, Bryson, I appreciate you joining us, buddy. I appreciate you talking. It's always a great time. I just enjoy. We got on some deep topics, we got on some dumb topics, and we got on some fun topics, and that's the beauty of it all. So, with that, any lasting comments you'd like to say? Right? I mean, we'll have you on probably in like 2 more weeks, anyways. Again, so.
I'm gonna come back to the roundabout to that whole creative thing. Just do it for the right reasons. You don't enjoy it, you don't enjoy it. Move on to the next thing.
Word, yeah. Facts. It's very true. Very true. See, you say that, and I want to talk again for 10 more minutes. I want to talk, but I gotta get off. I gotta go use the bathroom, and I want to save some conversation for next time. You know, I think that's always a smart move, and we'll probably chat it up after this and stuff like that. So, I'm going to carve pumpkins today with my godchild later, so that should be fun. So, yeah, all right, buddy. Hopefully, maybe I'll see you next Saturday. I will keep you updated. I'll let you know what the game plan is for us on our end. And he's doing a Halloween party. So, all right, guys. I really got to pee, so I'm gonna disconnect now. All right, later, bro.